A safe Animal Crossing neighborhood is all we really want. Ain't that right, DeAndre? I figured I'd just go back to the original, right? Because I'm gonna share a little more. DeAndre, he's been on point. Cause I don't do politics. I do game theory. My son is studying social studies, which is basically politics for high school, right? Or elementary school. Social studies is what we used to call it. Now everybody want to call it politics and act like they on some next level lawmaking. But there's only truly 10 original laws that we need to follow. Now we'll get into that a little bit later, as we continue to love God and enjoy this realm, respecting the Lord and seeking wisdom and having fun. That's what it's made for. It's made to have fun. So yeah, I figured I'll just go straight to some Animal Crossing. I'm gonna get me a new controller soon. Good morning, everyone. Right now in your horror home, it's 8:05 on Saturday, August 16, 2025. So I get this up in the next 30 minutes or so after I finish this short and brief program. It's a lovely Saturday. KK is performing in the plaza, and he loves audience requests. So if there's anything you would like to hear, stop by the plaza and let him know. That's all for now. Hope you have and enjoyed the loveliest of lovely days. Now I could have read this in a female dog voice, but then that would have made me a bad word, right? There it is. There it is. Like I said, this is Volathan Modulus Tautology. I'm on my Switch right now, my Nintendo Switch OLED, and I figured I might as well go with the game that I like to start my days out with. I forgot I was wearing this kind of. I didn't get a good grade for this one either. But yeah, I usually jump on, come up in here, see if I can make something. Aroma pot and a bamboo shell. I guess I can make some aroma pots, but I got some extra clay to make some of them. That'll give me a little extra cash. I've been trying to sell. I sold all of my turnips except for a couple. Hopefully they dropped in price like ridiculous. I should have sold them at. I don't even want to talk about it. Oh jeez. It might get even worse. $30, huh? Alright. I'll see you later. Oh gosh. So I got a good 40 of them left, and I didn't sell them at 180 or something like that. I was hoping that the price would have jumped up to like 500-600, and I made a nice little come up, but I still broke even because I did better than breaking even. Because I sold most of them for 180, but I figured I'd try to hit the jackpot with the profits up. But y'all can see how much I'm at 373 million bells. I haven't been taking bells out. I've just been putting bells in. I'm trying to do a savings kind of a thing, as opposed to using my savings to buy turnips and then maximizing and minimizing my bell profits that way. But we will get more into that kind of a talk the more we play this game over the next, But this is just a novelty game that I'm trying to get Nene. Shout out to Nene. I'm trying to get Nene to play a little bit and T-Mob, but they've been slacking. So I can just see. Oh, I forgot to hit here yesterday too. So I got to reset on this. But yeah, I was trying to get them to play so that I can go visit their islands and they can come visit mine, and because this is a nice little networking game. Come on, controller. I gotta get me a new controller badly. So, but I'll get a new controller. It's all good. There it is. Boom. So here's my island again. That's Cherry right there. She cool peeps. I got mostly bears. I got 3 bears, a giraffe, and a couple other things. And you know, this is the house, the home. And then there it is. There it is. Next door, I got some rock. I could probably do a little bit of that for y'all. All right, so I got my rocks over here. And what you do is when you hit the rocks, this is my circle of meditation. Like I come here to meditate. You know what I mean? I probably got an emoji for that. Let me see my. I ain't got it set. There's probably a pray or prayer emoji or whatever. I think now that's only when you look at the stars or something. But I can do the hula dance and stuff like that. So, you know. So yeah, this game is also available on the Switch too because it's backwards compatible. But you can get the Switch OLED on sale at Walmart had it on sale for $2.99. So the suggested retail they jumped, but they were sold out already. So I guess all the what do they call when they buy it low and then try to jack up the price and mess you up? The hackers or the you know, because they trying to get it for more than the suggested retail price, which is for the OLED it'd be $450. No, $400. Yeah, $400 for the Switch OLED, which was up $50 than its normal $350 price, but Walmart dropped the price all the way down to $2.99 and sold out within days, right? And that's usually how it's going to happen for the holiday season. Now, don't be surprised to see the Switch 2 on sale. You know what I mean? They'll raise the price and then drop the price for sale or whatever. Because that's true supply and demand. It's a curve, and it's during times of year where they want to stimulate a little customer to come into their stores and stuff. These retailers drop the price. They don't mind taking the little loss to get a little extra foot traffic in their stores. And same works with food, the supermarket, and so all that price gouging that Kamala Harris was talking about was a bunch of colloquial rhetoric. Yes, they can set the suggested retail price, but it's the retailers also can minimize their profits and influx and flow. So who really is the determinant of the suggested retail? And that's even with eggs and food and stuff like that. So that's a little, but and therein is the difference between a macro and a micro economical look on the economy, on economics, or the supply and demand curve. First, we'll talk about it when I get a chance to really do a good, a keynote or something like that. I'll have an episode where I'll do it with the bells. That way we can, graph our supply, graph our demand, see our what's the name point, and we can track it, throughout the week, Monday through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And there it is. Because the only day that they don't buy, on this game, the only day they don't buy turnips is on Sunday. Okay? So, it's just that I haven't played this game in a while. Like I said, this is my girly game. This is a game that I would have, I was a foster parent for a little while. And I was trying to, get the little girls to play, but they rather play the Zelda. My son didn't play the Zelda. He just likes to play platformers. So he's a big Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario. So he would want to play that all the time. Then the little girls that we was trying to adopt, they didn't want to play this either. They wanted to play Zelda. So they wanted to go fight the monsters and stuff. So hence, it's my, the wife, the son's mother, she played this more than anybody else, and she used to want us to sit around and watch her play, And it is what it is. That's the typical black household, right? Everybody went to attention, and as soon as dad calls us a family meeting, nobody want to listen anymore. But there it is. There it is. And then it's, toxic masculinity, you're really a misogynist and all that other stuff. And that's where I'm spit on the ground with Barack Obama. So he's still at the top of my list, Barack Obama. Then, what's his name? See, I be forgetting their names. It don't matter to me. But I'm going to share some DeAndre because he's my social studies teacher. Just watch this, pay attention to the content. It's a real quick, short video, only sharing 5 minutes today. And I'll share others like TD Media. I'm gonna share some more of him next time. I'm gonna share some more. I'll share some Jason Black. It don't matter to me because they do a good job in sharing what's going on socially and what we need to do to fix it as a community, as a consciousness, and as a culture that I like to call hip hop. Because there it is. What else? What else can I say? What else can I say? So yeah, this is a safe Animal Crossing neighborhood with DeAndre, right? And I might do a little bit more on here. I'll do a longer video later on, I guess. 8:15. I already put up too much time. So let me mute my mic and then go right into the video. All right. So here we go.
Who are protesting, right? They're protesting President Trump and his crime crackdown in D.C. So without further ado, let's get into it.
The president has been trying to provoke violence here, right here, in the black communities and in the brown communities, having ICE kidnap our neighbors, having the black community be harassed and profiled and want a response. We say, hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. We won't go. Hell no, we won't go. When we say we won't go, that means we're not going into those mass incarcerations, into their prisons and enslavement. We won't go into their ICE, what he call his beautiful centers that he got. We won't go to where alligators live. Hell no, we won't go. 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 Today we gather to speak plainly about policy path that sounds strong, but in truth, it weakens the very safety we see. We believe there is a better way to protect us all. One that respects rights to build trust and keep our communities truly safe, and that is fascism free. Fear is not a roadmap to safety. It is a burial. It fails hardest on the black communities that already bear a disproportionate share of surveillance, stops, and forces.
Well, again, why is that? People keep talking about, well, the black community experienced a disproportionate amount of the arrest and the surveillance and the harassment from police. Well, it's because it's the black community. Or put it this way, black criminals commit a disproportionate amount of the crime. Right? It's really that simple. If you commit a disproportionate amount of the crime, of course you're going to get a disproportionate amount of the attention, right? There's nothing racist about that. Okay? It's just common sense.
I want to be clear. We've been here before. This is a long history. Well before today, the black communities bear the brunt of aggressive policing. Data and reports from many credible organizations show patterns. Black people are more likely to be stopped, searched, questioned, arrested, and harmed in encounters with the law. When we add the presence of federal agents or the National Guard to daily life in these neighborhoods, the burden can multiply. Not by making harm more rare, but making it more visible and more likely to escalate. So be clear, this has been going on. But as you bring more policemen, it's going to escalate. Black Washingtonians have long recognized that community violence cannot be solved through state violence and have asked for meaningful investments and solutions that are proven to work. Racist over-policing goes beyond D.C. as the roots of American policing in many regions, like enslaved patrols. Police have been enslaving and murdering black people with freedom for punishment for centuries.
Wow. You know what's amazing? I've never experienced, right, any of this, racism, hate, and bigotry that allegedly comes from police. And I've been pulled over probably a handful of times, right? I've interacted with the police, never experienced this stuff.
I'm gonna stop there because I think you get the picture. You have an ideological collision right now because at this point, martial law is coming to D.C. to rein in the crime at the nation's capital. But when you look at places like Detroit, Chicago, Baltimore, New York, Atlanta, and a host of other places where our communities is, they are lawless, dangerous war zones. And there are a lot of people in these communities that welcome the National Guard. You're about to be living in one of those futuristic movies where everything is under surveillance. You got ringtone cameras on every door, cameras on all the lights, police moving through like the military. Yeah, the time is now. The time is upon you. So, what do you think? Who do you think's next after D.C.? Once D.C. becomes a federalized city, who you think next? Who you think should be next? Just a question. And this is Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. Like, share, and subscribe. Support the channel. As always, salute all patriots and keep your head on the swivel. Peace.
And this one is hilarious because, a lot of reasons. One, it was a peaceful protest. That's what we have the right to protest. We have the right to assembly peacefully. And it was a peaceful it was such a peaceful and that's what we're supposed to do. Now, the reason why it's funny, right? I'm laughing at it. The reason why it's funny is because they were foundational Black Americans. That's what we're trying to come up with a terminology to equate what that truly is. It's the date that we use is 1526. So, if Christopher Columbus arrived in 1492, by 1526 we were already fighting a revolution, meaning we were the native, the brown, the dark brown, light brown, the dark brown Indians, native Indians, were rescuing the black Africans, right? That was, being treated badly, that were being, enslaved. So they went and came with freedom. Now, how many, the total number of it was, they were usually crew on the ship. So they, think of underneath the belly with the road, the Viking ships with the and they pulling that was their job, was to help get the boats of people, equipment, etc., over here, and then help to build these new forts. And the natives was like, yo, this is our land, dude. Like, y'all coming over here and we ain't cool like that. So, you know what I'm saying? And I see y'all mistreating these black people over here, these other blacks or whatever. But they didn't use the word black back then. It was, we use the term Negro because that's what the Spanish was referring to as the dark people, the darker skinned people. So all the darker skinned people, right, were being treated as Negroes. That included the natives that was already here and the Africans that they so quote unquote snatched, but we all know that a lot of them were traded to these quote unquote pirates or whatever, you know, these colonists. The colonist was trading with other Africans, slaves. So there it is, you know. Now, like I said, it was a peaceful protest. I had to say all that just to say it was a peaceful protest. And the issue is she was talking about ICE, which is a different group than the National Guard, right? You got ICE, you got the National Guard, you got the FBI, you got the CIA, you got your local police. It's the local police job to protect and serve Americans, right? From people, from other Americans, domestic, you know, that's why you'll hear, you know, domestic violence is a good word that they use, which isn't good. Domestic violence isn't good. But domestic violence, we have to start being honest and understanding. That's what the Sha'Carri Richardson story is about, is that domestic violence goes both ways. This is why I used to go to my son when even when he was in kindergarten, it was like, no, son, you never hit a girl, right? You don't hit a boy either, but you know what I mean? I understand, right? Connor he actually broke Connor's water gun. So I made him apologize and this and that. You know, son, don't do that. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? But they kids, they don't know no better. As soon as he got, it was one of those little dollar ones. So we tried to give Connor $1, but they was like 6 years old. It was babies. And but then another time, I don't know what they was fighting about, Connor and, you know, they were just wrestling. So, you know, I guess boom, my son body slammed Connor, and then so Connor was hitting him, and then his my son's mother started, don't be hitting on him, and boom, don't you let people hear your back, and it's like, and so now all three of us are getting lectures, right, you know, from her, because they were fighting, you know, quote unquote fighting. And it's like, no, Miss Fleming. That's what Connor's like. No, Miss Fleming. He body slammed me over there, right? And what am I supposed to do? Yeah, son. Sometimes you got to body slam a little. You know what I mean? Like, right? And it ain't the coolest family. You know what I mean? They good peoples and everything. Shout out to them. Yada yada. So that's where miscommunication gets to be the key. And you know, like I'll walk the neighborhood and I see, I seen three black kids, you know, like slap boxing, and as a community leader, father, yo, no, save that for the ring, right? Because all you need is po driving by, see the kids, they're gonna stop them, like, no, ain't no fighting, like, you know what I mean, no public fighting. You know, depending on the cop, whether or not the kids get in trouble, some of these police officers, they do have mental issues too. That's what we have to understand. Some of these judges got mental health issues. Lawyers, they got mental health issues for days. So that's the real war that's going on, and that's why her little speech was kind of hypocritical, because ICE isn't after foundational Black Americans. ICE is after specifically the illegal immigrants, the illegals, right? So she's talking about somebody completely else. She's not talking about the FBI or the CIA. She's talking about the National Guard, and the National Guard is supposed to protect the Capitol. So that's all they're doing, is protecting the Capitol. And then while they patrolling they're working with the local police to, you know what I mean, make sure it's no more breaking and entering, stealing from retailers, all the above that's going on daily in all of these major metropolitan cities, right? Like Gotham City, right? And we'll get into that a little bit more. So, you know what I mean? But most of y'all should be able to flow along with that. Yes, But it was a comedy thing. And then when once they broke up, and then nightfall came, that's when the freaks come out at night, right? All the gangsters and all that, they want to come out at night and do their dirt. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at the freaks come out. That's Houdini. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it on that note right there. I said enough. So people, and then when I laugh at them on stupid protests like Al Sharp Al, that was just stupid. Like and then Al still talking that hate Trump when Al, we just need Trump. All right, you've seen all this racism that those policies that you create, those LGBTQIA, that Rainbow Coalition, DEI, .pdf files, policies that y'all created that caused all this racial hatred and or discrimination in the businesses, because they did when they demoted the American and promoted the immigrant. Whether or not the immigrant was legal or not, that's what the government is supposed to be, is to decide. So if they did that with an illegal alien, like they took an American from the manager's position, if they demoted them to the assistant manager's position, bow, and then promoted an illegal to be the manager, somebody should hang. Right? Or we civilized. Cut the check. There it is. And you see, this is the Dope Jam. So this is another quick one. I am Volothan Modulus Tautology, and I love God. I respect the Lord. I seek wisdom. Right? Sabbath day, I celebrate God today. Fatherhood, mother. That's what this is all about. The fatherhood of God, the brotherhood of man. Right? We don't disrespect women. We're not misogynistic, or all that lies that Barack Obama keeps saying. That's why I go look at Barack Obama. Yo, Barack, here. We're gonna meet down in Vegas. We going on slap together, so I can slap out your mouth. Teach you how to love God, respect the Lord, our Father all the time. Hip hop life, love one. As God is love, hip hop is life, time is holy. Money ain't nothing more than the fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist, because economics is really, it's the art of making the most out of hip hop. And like I said, that's life. Peace.